So I'm using this still picture just to sort of follow up with the Dr. Furman interviews that I have previous to this. This is what I look like when I met Dr. Furman, and I think I'd been losing weight, believe it or not, in this photo to the left. And then, I mean, I'm 46 years old. I'm 45 here, and then this is a year later at Bikram Yoga teacher training. But I lost 54 pounds by June, and never in a million years would have imagined the cutthroat things that were said. For example, Jackie down at Yoga Spa told Dan Markowitz in Norwalk that I had, she wasn't sure if I did cocaine or something. And I'll say that right out loud because everyone knows me. I don't, when we're young, we've all indulged, we've experimented, whatever, but I never even ever once in my life ever bought cocaine. Never have any interest in it. If someone might have... Anyway, it's not even like a conversation, but just to take away from me this, this success, and why. I mean, when I, believe me, I go Italian, but for the most part, I'm just such a nice person, and, so eager to please, sadly, because I'm so desperate for my little $10 an hour job answering the desks at Yoga Spa. And they loved me. Everybody was so nice at first. And I hope that thousands of people that are members there, a few of which will look at this and say, yeah, she was so sweet. Why did it go sour? And because this is weird for me to use our technology today to tell my story. And why am I telling my story? It's not about me. It's about, who are we kidding? When we talk about bullying and, take the cameras to the playground. Look at me. Look how fucking healthy I was. I was so sick. I'm showing Dr. Furman skin rashes and, my weight is heavy on my joints and, you feel crippled. And then look what I did. Look how you can reverse. And this is a thank you to Dr. Furman also. Simple common sense in a lot of ways, and yet... I love the guy, and I feel so guilty that I dropped the ball and got fat again. But, no, I will not blame myself. And I wish people would explore the connection between, as if it needs to be explored, depression and I mean, I fell, I broke my back bad enough, not broke my back, but, couldn't walk almost at all for a couple of months. Just getting to the toilet was an impossibility for at least a couple weeks. It was like I could have used a bedpan. It was awful. And like they say, if you're over the age of 50, you'll be dead in a year if you break your hip. But, okay, I'm getting off the point. I have to have some kind of visual because I don't want just a black screen. But this is to my fellow people at training. I'm sorry about all the sourness. I still say fuck you, Marjorie, but whatever. Everybody does that to me. And I know I take it back because I do like Marjorie, actually. But to just, that's the beauty of technology. Put the shit out there. Don't read it if you don't want to read it. But then for people to unfriend you because you say, they interpret things in a certain way. Anyway, so maybe I'm resourceful, but, I'll walk around and ask 10 people I don't even know, and hopefully they won't remember me. $10, scrape the money together to pay the bills. And well, anyway, all right, here's Dr. T.
As if someone was wringing out the coronary arteries right in front of their eyes. That's the way they described it.
Oh, I just wanted to point out that Craig Villani, I don't remember who, someone said in an email that part of my problem, other than Jane bringing to the attention that she had to write a police report because I was dangerous, so anything I did in training was, that much more exponentially, blown up, exaggerated. One of the only complaint was that I videotaped the only one with any concrete detail, and this is what I videotaped. with my cap on a lecture, but this pissed them off. And this is why what Jane did to me, this is proof. I don't even have any visuals on this. I have plenty of visuals, but no, I didn't record Bikram ever once. I recorded him lecturing because they said we could. But you've got this girl who jumped on the bandwagon of about 12 people at my training. Beatrice Ramirez, I believe was her name, and she was videotaping him with her phone camera. But she might have been one of the people he was fucking, and yeah, better fucking believe I'll say that, and I will not get sued because everybody fucking knows it's true. And I'm angry because look at me. I was still fertile. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to be attractive. I wanted to meet a guy. I thought, yeah, I'm 46 years old and that's too old. So I never really said that out loud because it's so selfish to think I want to risk, Down syndrome or God knows what. And I probably wouldn't have, and I didn't. But I have to live with the scum of the earth procreating and giving me a hard time. That's why I say things so mean, because everyone is disgusting. Most people are disgusting, and I tried to go through my life in the light and in the love, but in honesty. And that doesn't mean what someone might interpret as anger. Sometimes honesty just looks a little too bold for their. All right, now I'm babbling. But the point is I was in trouble. And look at this wonderful lecture. And it would have been so nice to have a visual of DrT, but Craig didn't realize there's going to be something called YouTube. Hey, Craig, how you doing? You going to come over from New Jersey with your people and you're going to fucking kill me? Well, and they will. And they'll probably get away with it. But I'm half dead anyway. And it's such a shame because, Dr. Furman was my savior in the end with the diet. But I'm too depressed to follow it now, and I can't walk hardly half the time. And but the point is, look at what I did. I worked so hard, and when they gave us those shirts, the day after, Bikram told me that I wasn't gonna graduate, and then he said, "Okay, you can graduate," and I laughed that I got the smallest one because I so wanted to lose enough weight to fit in it. And Bikram scratched my head as he walked by to go up for our last lecture, and we were all wearing shirts, and he smiled at me, and I thought, well, everything will be okay. It would have been if they just left me alone. All they had to do was just leave me alone, and if they were really so concerned, what would I do? Imagine owning a yoga studio and being afraid that I'm gonna do something. When, look at what I was focused on. Look at what I did. But this is what people want to call a terrorist or something, because people make shit up. They fabricate these lies, and fuck you, Jane Karsh. Fuck you, Jane Karsh. That's for my unborn baby, my unborn life, my unborn everything. And now at the age of 52, I'm having a procedure on my hip, and these flamers are so totally frying what's left of my eggs. They didn't even put any protection on my groin when they're doing what's called an aspiration arthrogram on my hip to determine whether it's infected. And I see them all dressed to the kilt in their lead, covered, X-ray bikers from, with, what do you call it, chaps on their legs, lead, big blue, lead aprons, and I've got nothing on. I got a hospital gown, and I said to them, kind of lightheartedly, not planning on going around having babies at my age, but I don't want my fucking eggs fried. I didn't curse. I insinuated, shouldn't I have protection? And they said, oh no, it's such a low dose, it'll affect the ability to read it. And afterwards, I started to have, it wasn't a hot flash like I had last year. I went through a bout of it, and that's why I know I was still fertile, because it took 6 years to have hot flashes after the age of 46. And so I probably, and when I sold, what's John Travolta's wife's name? She had a baby at 48. I probably could have had a baby. But the point is this guy, I have every reason